Hey y'all, today I'm going to show you how to make some classic journaling pages. So what you're going to do is to just get some pages out of an old book. Doesn't matter what they are, we're going to pretty much cover them up. And then rip them into a rectangle and a size that will fit inside the page of a journal. And I had left a journal page totally blank in the last video, so I want to make sure this is going to fit. Yep, going to fit just fine. And then so we're going to start out with just two. Well, actually I'm going to make two, one for another journal I'm working on and then one for this journal. And so we're going to rip it out. You can either use like a ruler that has edges that are made to rip paper, or you can just rip it with your hands. Okay, now the first thing I'm going to do is get a dry brush of some sort, like one of these. These have these cute edges like this. And I have already, let's see, which color? I think I'll use the purple for my colorful journal. I had already dropped a couple of drops of water on my watercolors. You can just use any cheap watercolors for this. And then I'm going to very lightly dip my brush into some water and go over this purple. And then I'm just going to kind of brush it lightly. And so just keep dipping and brushing lightly, however much of the paper you want to cover. Because you're probably going to cover up a lot of this too. You just want it to kind of stain the paper a color. A classic color in a vintage journal, of course, would be brown. But these are colorful journals, so I'm going to make them colorful. And then I think I put some water on the green watercolors. So let me dip it a little bit so I can get some of that green off there. There, and then I'm just going to lightly brush parts of my page wherever I want. I don't want to cover the whole thing. I might put a little of that green on here. There. Okay, so we've started with that. There are so many things you can do with a classic page. And so I think the next thing I'm going to do, I have these pieces of vellum newspaper. I have a doily. I have some pieces of, I just saved these pieces of vellum. Actually, I don't know what you'd call this paper. It's just kind of see-through, like tissue paper is what it is. You can just get any old piece of tissue paper and use it. Wait, I think I want to use a green one on there and maybe this on there. And since it's vellum or tissue, I'm going to use Mod Podge. Because Mod Podge doesn't show through, and it is, so I just got my brush a little bit wet. I'm just going to get me some Mod Podge here. And then kind of glue this any way I want to on there. Just lightly put my Mod Podge on there. Slap this down. That looks good. Make sure it goes all the way to the edges. And then on this one, I think I'm going to stick a couple pieces of tissue paper. Let's see what we got here. Okay, I like these. And everything should just be haphazard, just put in a way that's not uniform. So I'll stick this one down here. Oh, it's got those little gold sparkles on it. And then stick this one down somewhere. Let's see, what's the best spot for this? Oh, I kind of like that. Yeah, I kind of like that. So I'm just going to go kind of at a crooked angle here. And then put this one on there. And then spread that Mod Podge out. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to wipe up that excess glue. Okay, so we've got to start here. I'm going to cut off the edges of this to the edge of my page. Or I guess I could just rip it to make it match the page. Okay, now I want another texture on here. So I think I have these little clocks here. I think I might use this one on here because there's not much color on there. And then use kind of an old-fashioned looking one on this page. Or use something else. Let's see, what else do I have? Oh, this is so cute. A little tiny. I got this package of Tim Holtz. Let me show you. Like Tim Holtz little things. They used to have them at Hobby Lobby. They may still have a few, but they're really cutting down on what they have there at Hobby Lobby. Oh, that's a pretty one. Looks like part of a check. Like a piece of a check. I'll put that on there. I might just rip it a little bit. There, and then of course distress it. Just makes it look older, and even though it's a colorful, not vintage journal, I mean, everything just looks better when it's distressed on the edges. It just does. Like this, see what it looks like now, and then after I distress it, it takes on a whole different look. See? So I'm going to glue these two things, figure out where I want them to be. And they're thicker, so I'm going to use my trusty tacky glue. So you put this, oh, where's the 12? I want to put the 12 at the top. Okay, put the clock over here. And put my piece of torn check. Let's see, right here at the bottom. Okay, see how we're doing so far? Just kind of layering. Just like to layer things on there. And then I think I'll use a piece of a doily on this one. Get like a brighter color on here because that green and that blue are very dark. And so I like to keep kind of a lighter color going on because we're going to put some dark stuff on in a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to use a glue stick for this because it's very light. And so I'll just glue it on up with glue stick. I've already distressed it, so it's going to have that good old feel. Okay, there, I'm going to cover up part of that blue and green. There, now I got, oh, that's looking good. That looks like a flower. How cute is that? Okay, now I want to put a tag on them. So I have these tags. Let's see. Right, this would be so cute on there, but I really don't want green on green. I'm going to use a bigger tag on this one. And then use a smaller tag on this one. Wait, are these all tied together? Good grief. I'll use this one on here. Okay, let me get these out of the way. Put my Mod Podge brush. I just have to clean up as I go or everything will dry out. And then there's my pen. Put my pen back in my glue. I find that the caps to this glue and other glues won't work very good, so always just stick a pin in them. Works just fine. And then if it starts getting stopped up, then always just get the pin and wiggle it, wiggle it, wiggle it, and it's fine. This glue never ever stops up. Okay, so I have my tag here with the rope, and I'm going to incorporate the rope into it like this. So I've got to use my glue, and then I'm just going to touch where I want the rope just a little, because I don't care if it sticks up. It would just add interest to it. And then put some glue down for my tag. There we go. That one's done. I'm going to put a tag over here. Let me get a different kind of tag to show y'all what that's going to look like. I guess I could have paused it. Okay, here's a different tag that I got. I'm just going to do the edges. And I think this just came off some clothing, and it's kind of a clothing type weave on top of it. And then the back, I don't know what this was. I don't know if this says $49. I have no idea what this was from. I save all clothing tags, but this could have come in a package of tags because I buy them when they're on sale, that's for sure. Okay, I'm going to cut the end of that off because it was too heavy and tie a bow in it. As you can see by looking at these, you just basically put whatever you want on, move things around. You could make yours sparkly and colorful. You can make it all tans just to be a vintage journal. Now I'm going to glue the back of this, figure out where I want it, make sure I got the corners glued down, and I might just put this kind of straight down here. There, and I got my bow sticking out, so cute. Okay, now I think these are about done, but it's missing a little something. I wonder if this would work. No, I need some kind of colorful lace. I have this big thing here that when I work on laces, I just throw them in this huge thing. When I have little pieces left over, and then when I need a little something, like I need a little something on these, then I will just look through my trusty. Oh, and that's so pretty, but I don't know if I can get it to go straight because it has wire in it. But man, that would have been pretty. Oh, I have this cute little heart. I think I'm going to use this. It's an adorable little heart piece of lace. There, let me glue the back of it. Really hard to tell on some of this stuff what's the back and what's the front. But oh well. I think this would be so cute up here. There, we needed a little white on there. Ooh, this needs distressing over here. I like to distress stuff before I glue it on, but sometimes I just don't see it. Sometimes I don't see it till months later when I'm flipping through a journal. So then I'll just stress it. Oh my gosh, these pages are so cute. They're just adorable. They're so fun to make too. There is no right or wrong on these. Ooh, that's too bright. Oh, I have this little piece of a map that apparently in the past I've sewed a map for some reason and cut a piece of it off. So I think I'm going to use that. That's bright. It has some shiny stuff in it. And I do want it to go catty corner. I don't want it to be straight. There, that's going to be cute. Okay, I'm going to glue this instead of lace. Well, I do have the little lace flower up there. I really like to put lace on these. Isn't that so cute? And then I want a tiny, tiny piece of lace for the other one. Or just a little mix of yarn. No. You just experiment with different things. Oh, that's the cutest little cat. So I still don't have the lace, but I can put this on there because I think it's adorable. It's just a little square of orange material that looks very boho and colorful. So cute. Okay, I'm going to smash the glue so it'll go to all the corners. Still not finding that little piece of, ooh, Chanel. I might stick that up under there like that. I'm going to cut these words out. And just stress it so it can be like vintage Chanel. Like I can afford that. And then just glue it because it's material. And I think I'm just going to run this kind of between those two. Okay, y'all, one more step because these are pretty much done. Aren't they pretty? Okay, now I have this Distress ink, Tim Holtz Distress ink. And I have green, pink. You can use regular paint. You know how people flick the paint? You can use regular paint or you can use Distress ink. There's all kinds of inks. You can just use, like, you know, those little bottles of craft paint. Mix it up with some water, put your fingers in it and splash it like that. I think, let's see. I think on this one I want pink. Wait, no I don't. I want brown. I think brown's going to look cute on here. And then I'm just barely going to spray it in a couple of places. Get some up here at the top. Ooh, I covered that doily. And then on this one, I do want to use the green. I might be out of the green. Ooh, there's some green. It really did not do the drops like I wanted it to because it's getting stuck right there. Maybe I got some more of these brown drops in here. Yeah. Yeah, buddy. There. Okay, now what I really like to do is to stamp. So I've got my ink. And let me get a flower here. This one's cute. If it'll fit on my, where's my acrylic block? Oh, here it is. It's still got that bee on it from when I did that bee on that page. Okay, now I'm going to put ink on my flower and then decide where I want it. I think I want it to be here. Just growing from the bottom of the page. You can barely see it, but you can see something. And so if somebody's just looking at your page, and if they look close enough, they can see your flower. See? And there's our page, all done. Didn't they turn out so cute? I hope y'all enjoy making your classic journal pages. And I think I'm going to go ahead and put this pink one, pinky flavored one, in my pinky flavored journal. And I think I'm going to leave it open and make a pocket out of it. So we could put something in there, some journaling cards or something to write on, since I'm covering up the page and they can't write on it. Okay, I'm going to put it on the edge, the very edge, because I have an inside pocket. You can either leave your pocket open on the outside or the inside. I have a lot of outside pockets on this in this book, but not a single inside pocket. And the inside pockets are easier to put things in that you don't want other people to see. You can hide your money in here. Your passwords. Or a secret letter. I mean, didn't that just turn out so cute? I love it. Well, thank y'all for watching. I appreciate all y'all, and I hope I'm giving you some good ideas for your own journals. And then next time we are going to start on our second signature. I think first I'll show you what to do between the signatures. That can be our next video. Bye.